Hi there, I'm John Shields, and welcome to another Chesapeake Bite. And to celebrate that, I thought we would make a Back Creek Inn crab quiche. It's really actually pretty simple to do, and it'll bring in, I'm going to add a couple things, some corn, some tomatoes. So I just got, don't you tell anybody, a little bit of store-bought pie, because I didn't have time to do my crust. But look at this. You just go kind of like this around the edges to crimp it. Boom, 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 boom. And it looks like you just made the pie thing all by yourself. But don't tell anybody that either. All right, I'm going to put that aside. How do we make it? Well, we went over to Andy's Eggs at the farmer's market. We got some beautiful fresh eggs. And this is kind of weird. When I first got this recipe from Back Creek Inn down on Solomon's Island, which is a lovely B&B, by the way. The ladies down there, they use mayonnaise in the thing. Usually I just use heavy cream. I wasn't sure, but when you eat it, you're going to love this. So basically, this is the base. You know, you have a little bit of mayonnaise, you have some whole eggs in there. And then it's really preferable if you can use some fresh thyme. It's like perfume. It is so good. So I'm going to whisk that around. And then a little bit of flour. And you might think, what's that for? Well, it kind of holds everything together. And it's a relatively slow bake on this, so you don't get any flour taste. It just really makes it a not runny quiche. You don't want runny quiche. You know, people will talk about you. And I can't have that here. All right, so I got that right there. I'm going to put a little bit of freshly ground black pepper in there. And then we'll put in some of the big major ingredients. I have a couple cups of grated cheese. So you can use Gruyere cheese, Swiss cheese. I'd like to use a sharp cheese from Vroom's Bloom Dairy. They make a phenomenal sharp cheddar, but whatever you like, just go for it. It's a cheesy kind of pie here. So you get a couple cups of that in. If you want to go a little lighter on the cheese, it's not a problem. You could put half that amount in. It still work fine. We have some red onion. Now, I like to slice this really, really fine. The reason being, as the quiche bakes, it kind of melts into it. So you don't have any great big pieces of the onion in there. Now, in the original recipe, there is no corn and there is no tomatoes. But I just thought this time of the year, we get a little bit of that in. And we stopped by Glenville Hollow Farms. And I don't know if any of you have been to that farm before, but I tell you, they had the best corn this summer. It was like unbelievable. And they also made, they didn't make them, they grew some beautiful tomatoes. And so it's really just about a half a cup of each of those, just to give a little extra flavor and color to our crab quiche. Okay, dun 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 dun. It's the star of the show. This would be Maryland lump crab meat. This is from J.M. Clayton down in Cambridge, Maryland. And oh my God, this is some of the best crab meat in the world. I heard that the blue crab has gotten loose in Italy right now, and they're going crazy and they don't know what to do. So I hope that we can get this Chesapeake Bites over to them, help them out, you know. You can use it in pasta, for God's sake. All right, I'm going to put the crab right in there. All right, so far, not so difficult, huh? I better wash my hands a little bit. Now, all we really need to do to finish this up is folding. Everything's kind of mixed. And when you fold, and I've talked about this, if any of you seen any of our Chesapeake Bites or Chesapeake Farm and Bay to Table, I go over and over and over again. When you're working with crab and you're working with any kind of mixtures or crab cake, you fold very, very gently, because we did get some of the best crab in the world, and we did get the lump crab, And so you want to try to make sure those lumps don't all fall apart. So be very gentle. Okay. Next, here's the pie crust. I'm going to just put this in here. And I preheated the oven to like 350 degrees. And the entire process should take about 40 to 50 minutes. And we're going to make sure that kind of it, number one, it looks done. And number two, that when we put a knife into it, that it comes out clean. So that's pretty much it. So I just sort of smooth this all around like that. Woo, this is a pretty pie. Okay, got it? This is what we have. I'm going to stick this in the oven and then we'll take a look at it in about 40 minutes or so. It's always hard to be patient while these things bake. But look at this. Look at this. So it's about 45 minutes actually that this took in a conventional oven. And we took a regular, not that there's anything regular about a crab quiche, but we really, brought it up to the season by putting that corn and the tomatoes in it. It is absolutely beautiful. And so you can do that anytime you have any of the recipes that you have, that you love and you like to do. You can always play with them a little bit. So go to the farmer's market, go to a roadside stand, find some things that make sense, and then you're sort of customizing a recipe just to you, and it also reflects the season and the bounty of Maryland and the Chesapeake. So, as we always say here at Chesapeake Bites, get ye to the farmer's market, bring some friends and family over, and share the best of what we have.